Let's see. We're live. Welcome to Alien World Aquatics. There you go.
I know you guys love that.
That's how you end the song. There we go. Put that back. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for stopping by again. Looks like we got 7 people in the house.
Hi, everyone.
Hopefully you guys are doing well today. And let's look up in the chat and just see who is here. All right. So first, we have got Bob Kaler. Thank you for coming in. Jay's Beta Room is making us the mixed drinks, guys. Don't worry. It's all good.
Pina colada, please.
Yeah, pina coladas. That'll be refreshing. We got the Zen Ginger. Awesome. Helping us out with these links. And Bob Kaler helping us out with the links. Really appreciate that. That makes a big difference for me. 54 Punchy in the house. Appreciate that. She said you'd be lurking and doing some things. Chewy is here. What's up, Chewy? Jeremy Morrell dropping in. Oh, people jumping in. Here we go.
Jeremy's funny.
Jeremy is funny. Fission Tank Takes. All right, all right.
We always look for that comment.
Yeah, we do. Fish Tropic. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. That is the Alien World theme song. That is what you do. That is what you do. We got Sharpie in the house with the models.
Nice.
Very good. Rounded Rob. What's up, buddy? How you doing? How you doing? Everyone's still coming on in. Rounded Rob. Did I subscribe to someone the other day just because I liked their name on a telling page? It's I don't know. They probably won't show up, but Mean Mug Aquatics. They got a subscription just because I like their name. I mean,
I don't blame you.
Yeah, you get a subscription if you have a cool name, I guess.
It sticks out.
I don't know if you guys know who Mean Mug Aquatics is. I don't know who that is, but that dude has a cool name.
He's probably the nicest person.
Probably is. But welcome, guys. People still joining in, but thank you for stopping by. The first thing we wanted to show you is check out the new Alien World Aquatics gear we just got in the house today. This is the Alien Eye shirt with the Jack Dempsey that I have over here.
Don't take that.
Yeah, so I got the cool little Jack Dempsey that I put in there. It's one of the Jack Dempseys that's in the tank behind me. But I really like how these came out. So hopefully you guys like these Alien World Aquatics shirts too. Got a little, just a little tiny little AWA. Oh gosh, I'm terrible on this. Oh no, I can't even see the AWA. Yeah, right there. Right there. Oh, man. Anyway, that is very confusing.
So Jackie is now famous too.
Yes, I guess I have a famous fish now, I guess. You know? And of course we have a little alien chilling behind us, like that guy right there. That's kind of cool having him right there, having him hang out with us.
He just flew in. He made it here on time for 4 p.m.
Yes. Oh, you're reading Bob's?
No.
Oh.
What did Bob say though?
Bob says, "Welcome back, Paige. Nice to have you back on the show."
Thanks so much.
I know,
thanks, Bob.
We
I
didn't
was
know
bummed the other day when I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
I had a family emergency and I really wanted to be here, but I really couldn't.
Yeah, I know. She really
But
wanted
thank you guys for welcoming me back. I appreciate that.
I know.
And then Ginger, I saw your welcome message too in your heart. That was so sweet. Thank you.
Very good. Yeah, she wanted to be here so bad the other day for our Tuesday one, and we're still going through some hiccups of trying to figure out our schedule for the streaming and everything. But whenever this lovely lady is next to me, I'll have her with me
I
on
don't
the
know who he keeps
streams.
talking about.
Whenever I can get her, I'll keep her on the stream. And I know you guys like having her here too. It's
Aw.
way more fun to do this together. It definitely
It's
is.
fun for me. Thank you. I feel honored to be here with you, baby.
Oh, thank you very much.
And thanks everyone for being here and supporting Alien all the time.
Hey, Shelby Ray Lane. Hey, Alien and Paige from Fish Peeps. What's up,
Hi,
Shelby?
Shelby Ray.
How you doing? Sailfin Aquatics. I don't know if I said hi to Sailfin yet.
I think he did.
Seeing hi to Sailfin a lot.
always say hi
I'm seeing
more
them
than
in the chats always. But I hope you guys are doing well today. This is kind of an impromptu kind of thing. I didn't know what we were going to be doing today to the last minute. So I don't have too much planned for fish talk and stuff. But I do have a couple of UFO things I wanted to talk about as always. But I wanted to ask you guys also something about one of my fish. If you see the fish right above my head, is called a pink-tailed chalceus. And I think I've asked you guys before, but I might have moved on too quick. But why do you think that fish, the video I took of that fish, is the most popular video that I've ever put out? It's got the most views of any video that I've put out. And I cannot figure out why. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the video of the fish. I don't know if it's the tags that I put on it. I don't know if you guys are, you YouTubers out there know what, really makes things hit off. But I don't know if it's because his name is Pinkerton and people are searching for that. But it's just, it gets the most views and it continually gets views. It's one of my oldest videos and it still gets views all the time. Now, all the time for my channel, which is not that many, but still it has the most. Bob, it's the video. It just says Pinkerton, the pink-tailed chalceus, or I can never pronounce that. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but that's the one. Sharpies Models and Aquatics says thumbnail, tags, and time you loaded. I don't know. Sharpie, when I noticed that this was one of the most popular ones, I looked at the tags and everything that I did, and it doesn't seem anything way crazier than I make the tags for my other videos. So I am not sure. I am not sure, but
I think people like the color pink, especially girls, maybe.
You think?
And I never knew that a pink fish existed. Or
that is one thing that I did put in the tag was pink fish.
yeah.
So maybe people are literally searching for the words pink fish. I don't know. I don't think anyone's searching for pink-tailed chalceus or calceus or whatever you say it. I don't think that's what they're doing. I really have no idea. Jeremy Morrell says, Mods, do your job and link that video. But yeah, you guys check it out whenever you get a chance. It's not even a minute long. It's just a quick video, some music, and just watching them sit there and hang out. But you can see them kind of shimmering video of the pink fish. Thank you, Zen Ginger. Yeah, it just is. It's a cool little song. I think the song's pretty cool. I like it. Kind of reminds me of the Terminator, but it shows off his colors and he's really kind of sparkling. You see those blues and teals in his side, and just a really bright pink tail. And the local fish store that I bought this fish from said, basically the happier they are, the more bright pink their tail is going to be. That's kind of how they are. And when I took it home, it was stressed out, obviously, from being in the bag, and there was no pink in that tail at all when I brought it home. And after a day, it was bright pink. So I don't know, but hopefully you guys can check out that video, and maybe if you guys have any ideas, please leave some comments in that video so I can kind of figure out why that was one of the best ones for me. I really would appreciate it.
I also think it's cool how it hangs out at the top of the tank.
Yes.
I think that's neat. Not all the fish do that. So.
Yeah, he does kind of hang out at the top, and I think they're insect eaters, which is why I think they wait for things to drop into the water, and they just snatch it really quick. Nice. I know they like to eat bug bites. I put bug bites in there. They're the little...
They abduct the insects?
Pretty much. Yes.
From below?
Jeez, Jeremy's giving Ginger a hard time already. Man, oh man. Sorry, Jeremy. Had to open the iPad, so I didn't have to leave. She's multitasking. You got multiple screens out for me. I appreciate that. That is very Appreciate it.
Yeah,
there.
we really appreciate all your help. You
that
and
is
Taylor,
amazing.
and you guys are awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And bye, Jeremy.
Just for a moment, a minute.
Oh, bye for a minute. Oh, okay.
It's okay if it's
Round
only
and
a
Rob
minute, right?
is it the video that's 40 to 50 seconds long? Yeah, somewhere in there. It's not long. It's just a quick video, but has the most views
Great success
so far. I mean, I know my the live streams we've been doing have been getting a lot of views pretty quick, so maybe those will add up and people will keep watching them. But this has definitely been helping out with the watch time hours. I mean, getting to 4,000 hours of watch time is real.
Who doesn't want to watch the aliens?
I know, but 4,000 hours is a lot.
Nobody doesn't want to watch the aliens.
I know. Very good. So I did want to bring up one of the UFO things I was talking about with one of my buddies last night. I don't know if you guys have heard of who Ben Rich is. Ben Rich was the head of the Lockheed Martin Skunk Works.
He's not rich anymore.
Sorry. No, I love it.
My bad.
I love it. I love it. But Ben Rich was the leader or the head of the Lockheed Martin Skunk Works, which is a classified division of Lockheed Martin, the defense contractor that would develop aircraft for our military, classified aircraft like the stealth fighters, the F-117 he was part of, which is, you know, first of its kind of stealth aircraft where it would not be able to be picked up on radar. But it's a really cool aircraft to look at just because it's so different. But the reason I wanted to talk about him is because, you know, he was asked about UFOs and things very frequently, and he did a lecture for the graduating class of, I think, Harvard. I'm not sure.
Wow.
He was doing a commencement speech or whatever you call it at the end of their graduation or graduation speech, and he in that speech, let me grab my quote so I'm not getting it wrong, but one of the quotes he said really blew my mind, and people should pay attention to these things. As the CEO of the Lockheed Martin Skunk Works, he's in a position to have access to the most classified technology basically on the planet.
Wow.
I mean, that's the ones that's making our best aircraft and the ones that are getting you know, funded by the government. And when he was at this speech, he made a couple of statements. And the first one I'll tell you is this. He says, "We already have the means to travel amongst the stars, but these technologies are locked up in black projects, and it would take an act of God to ever get them out to benefit humanity." And when a person like that, in that high level of a position, says something like that, that doesn't make you go,
Yeah, right?
You're like, what? You're like, what do you mean we have the technology to travel amongst the stars, but it's locked up in black projects, and it would take an act of God to get that information out to help the rest of the planet? So if there's a technology that he's talking about that maybe is, let's say, an energy source. If there's an energy source that he knows about in a black project that would replace fossil fuels, meaning you would not need gasoline, coal, or anything anymore. If you could have a small little box about this big, and that would power your entire house, and you would never have to buy another one for your rest of your life.
It'd be so much better for the environment.
It would be way better for the environment and the planet, but people would stand to lose trillions and trillions of dollars. Those oil companies would never want that to get out. And, you know, I mean, even Lockheed Martin, let's think about it. What fuels most of their unclassified aircraft that we know about? Fossil fuels. You know, they're burning, you know, exhaust to move their aircraft. That's, they push the flame out the back and they get to go forward. So, I see Dan Slee jumping in the house. Father Fishes jumping in the house. Blue Ice Aquatics. Big J. Hopefully I'm not rambling and missing people. Yeah, Big J. Yeah. But he had some other quotes too. And the second reason that I really pay attention to this guy and some of the things he said were not just his position. I mean, that's a big thing. His position in that company, he's the CEO of that research group. But some of the quotes he's talked about afterward were a deathbed confession. He had a terminal illness.
Jeez.
He knew he was going to die, and he made a couple more statements. Pretty much, I think it was a few days before he died. He was talking on a phone call with another UFO researcher. I think it was Jim Goodall, and Jim Goodall was asking him some questions, and Ben Rich was being way more forthcoming than he ever had because he knew he was about to die.
There's no longer a motive.
Correct. He wanted to get some of the information out. One of the craziest quotes he said, I don't have to even look it up. He goes, "We already have the technology to take ET home." He says, if you've seen it in Star Wars or Star Trek, we've been there, done that, or decided it wasn't worth the effort.
Right.
What
Someone told me before, if you can imagine it, it probably exists.
Correct.
Yeah.
But he also was talking about how their technology is 50 years beyond what you can comprehend.
Wow.
Meaning technology that you can just imagine is magical, like teleportation or things like that. They're 50 years beyond that.
Wow.
Because you can't, you literally can't imagine what they're talking about.
Right.
You can't comprehend it because your brain has never been exposed to those possibilities. He also talked about how they basically found an error in the equations. They're talking about equations for propulsion and trying to travel through space. And he says, we found an error in the equations and we know how to fix it, and it will not take us a lifetime to get there. Meaning if we want to travel out in space, people think nowadays it would take you a lifetime or more than one lifetime to get anywhere.
Right.
And he's saying, no, there was an error in the calculations when people were first doing physics, like Einstein. I don't know if it was Einstein or any of the mathematicians. Yeah, me too. That's gone. Yeah, that's gone for me. But it's just way beyond that. But he's the first person I wanted you guys to check into and just kind of look it up. His name is Ben Rich. He was the CEO of Lockheed Martin Skunk Works. He is a very interesting person to learn about. He's passed away, I think, in the mid-90s. But like I always say, don't believe me and don't believe him, but you should at least believe the Lucky Seahorse. But make your own choice and listen to what he has to say. And before you just write someone off, look at their credentials. Look at were they in a position to have that knowledge? Number one. And number two, were they about to make a bunch of money off it? He was just about to die. He knew he had a few days left. So
it was like his last words.
Yeah, why? Why would you lie on your deathbed confession?
There's no point to it.
There's no point. I mean, and the skeptics, the critics, their whole explanation of all of his quotes is ridiculous. Their whole explanation is they didn't even try hard. They go, he was just joking.
I don't think he's in a joking mood and he's dying.
Yeah, I don't think you're joking when you're about to die. And he's like, hey, I mean, it's not like he was like a basketball player. He's like, oh, by the way, aliens are real.
Right.
No, he was in position to know about the technology. And he's not even talking about aliens right there, you guys. You got to realize he's just talking about technology that we have access to. Now, something else I just saw pop up in the chat that I got to get you into too. It's really creepy and interesting. Sharpies Model and Aquatics says, what's your take on David Paulides and Missing 411? Sharpie, I want that freaking book. He's got a whole bunch of books out. And what it's about is basically David Paulides is an ex-police officer and a detective. And he does research, I think, Bigfoot and things like that too. But that's not really connected with the Missing 411 thing. Missing 411 is basically about missing people. And it started out about missing people in our state parks.
Wow.
So what they would look at is cases where people went missing. And they would rule out any of the cases where it was thought even possible to be that the person got abducted by another person, like kidnapped, that it was an animal predation, meaning they got attacked by a bear or a cougar, that's gone. If they drowned, gone. So they remove all those cases. So they're not even considering those cases.
So they're not talking about those
They're not
cases,
even worried about those cases. They're worried about the ones where there is absolutely no explanation for how people went missing. But here's the strange part.
How would they determine how?
Well, there's some crazy stuff. They do find bodies sometimes of these people, but the strange thing is they will have even young kids, like this is happening, very young kids that are walking right next to their parents out in the wilderness in the state parks. And the parents look away for 1 second and look back and kid's gone.
Jesus,
gone.
terrifying.
Gone. They constantly will, search and rescue comes out. Dogs come out. They all search for these people, the kids or whatever that went missing. The dogs, a lot of the times, will refuse to track. The dogs that track, that are search and rescue dogs, let me tell you something. They live to track down people. They love it. Right. That's what their purpose in life is. Hunters. They love searching out things. Right. So it's just that when you have a service dog that loves to track and you bring it to an area and it goes for a little bit and then it just stops and it's like I'm not messing with that. He's like, nope, not doing it. Not doing it. And it's very strange that a lot of the times there's consistent factors that come up. A lot of the times these people are found in areas that are miles away from where they started. Jeez. They are in elevations or on rocks that they would have had to climb up. And if you are lost, you're going to go downhill. Naturally, you're going to go downhill. You're not going to climb up the mountain. Right? Yeah, you're not going to climb up the mountain. Almost in every case, they find the people's shoes, but not much else. A lot of the times they'll find the shoes way up in a tree. A lot of the times they'll find people they'll find clothes of people. Like if I was standing here in my full outfit, on all my clothes, and my nice alien world, my alien hoodie, and then all of a sudden, my body disappeared and my clothing just crumpled to the ground. But I mean, you'll find one of the sad things is you'll find, like, say, like a 3-year-old miles away from where they where they went missing, and an amount of distance that a 3-year-old cannot travel themselves, and over terrain that they cannot travel themselves.
So they've actually found.
Yes, they found. Yes, they have, but they're dead usually. Yeah, usually they're dead. Damn. If they find them, they're usually dead. Very rarely have they ever found someone that came back. A lot of the times, but the other consistent thing was that they're missing their shoes, but their feet are in perfect condition. Yeah. Meaning, if I lost my shoes and I had to travel across 4 miles of rocky terrain, your feet would be cut up, especially a sensitive foot of a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old. Yeah. They're going to be destroyed. You're going to notice that.
And then they probably wouldn't continue traveling because they'd be winded.
Correct, and it's not there. And there's no tracks around the people. There's no tracks around the area. There's no animal tracks. There's no people tracks. There's no car tracks. There's nothing. It's like they've been placed down from above. And I'm not saying it's UFOs or aliens, guys. One of the coolest thing about Missing 411 is it is a true mystery. David Paulides is not saying he knows what it is. Right. He's just presenting the facts and collecting cases, and the cases have added up so much that there's so much commonalities in these cases that you're like, what is going on? Yeah. But let me get back in the chat. I keep getting on things. Thank you for bringing that up.
Drama D had entered.
Drama D entered. Hello. I did not enter that. Oh, I didn't see Drama D.
He was
there. Okay. Let's see what else they say. I'm sorry, guys. What's your take on this for one? Okay. Let's set up an aquarium on the moon. A bunch of galaxy plecos. I'm down. That sounds awesome. That's a good idea there, Blue Ice.
Great idea.
Oh, by the way, I forgot I can do this. I'm sorry.
I love plecos.
I forgot I can do that. I'm sorry.
Plecos are awesome.
Blue Ice Aquatics, he knows about this too. That little boy traveled 13 miles. That he knows the case. You know, Blue Ice, there's so many cases, I'm not 100%. I don't have the book. I gotta get that book. There's a whole bunch of them now. But yeah, that there's some things that these little kids travel so far you would never expect a kid that age to be able to travel like that. There's
With
so many more. I
worn
gotta
out
get
feet.
my information ready to do a whole talk on missing 411 so you guys can really
It's to
get
come.
it. So I don't mess up any of the details. But that is a scary mystery because it's like you really don't know what it is. People don't. They just don't know what it is.
Jeremy thinks it's a big pigeon, maybe.
A big pigeon. Some people have said, like their theories would be, they're taken by an alien, abducted or something like that. There's
That guy's
Bigfoot.
guilty.
There's yeah. There's
Interview
Bigfoot.
him.
There's different dimensions, meaning they walked into a different dimension somehow, like a portal by accident or something. But I truly don't know. I do not know. I do not know what I can say about it. I can't give you a good answer on that.
I like what Amateur Aquatics said. Alien World truly loves what he's talking about.
I do.
He's
It
so
interests me.
passionate about it, and it makes everyone else interested.
I know. Who brought that up, by the way?
Amateur Aquatics.
No. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Who brought up the whole thing about missing forward? Sharpies. Thank you, Sharpies, for bringing that up. You jogged my memory on something I totally forgot about for a topic there. So, but yes, I do love what I talk about. I do love talking about mysteries and stuff like that. It's there's so much cool stuff out there in the world that you don't know about unless you look for it specifically. Like a lot of times people say, you don't ask what you don't, you don't get what you don't ask for. So
True.
I don't know. Japanese rice fish have already been to space. I think I've heard of that. Yeah, well, they've done like experiments with the space station, International Space Station, with like plants and ants and fish and stuff like that. Like, can they survive in space in yeah?
Whoa.
And they see how they do in a zero gravity environment. Can they survive in zero gravity? Like, what happens to a plant when you put it in zero gravity? Is it going to grow up still? You know what I mean?
It's like Wally.
I don't know. But that's cool. But yeah.
You're talking about all this like history, and I said Wally.
Let's see what else we got.
Oh, did they come back all right? So, sorry.
Where?
Sailfin asked, did they come back all right? From when they were
I'll go back to you,
sent
Sharpie.
space. Sorry.
Did they come back all right? I don't know. That's a good question. I would assume a lot of the animals did not do well in space, to be honest. Like
they were like, what?
I mean, they're from Earth. They're used to dealing with our gravity, but this is very important. It's the way David Paulides presents the facts, but doesn't leap to paranormal or alien conclusions. So many interviews and videos on YouTube. I've watched almost every single one, Sharpie, and I agree. I like that people that are into mysteries want to collect facts, and they do not just jump to a conclusion. But they also don't rule anything out automatically just because it sounds woo-woo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, the BSO-meter has got to be real. You got to know when that thing's going ding, 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 ding. But with David Paulides, I think some people do get that BSO-meter just because he does also research Bigfoot stuff, or he has in the past. And some people, when they hear Bigfoot, it's like red flag. It's kind of how like, yeah, you kind of lose them. It's kind of like when Thomas C. the other day was talking in the stream about flat Earth, and I was like, oh, I lost all of my energy. You know what I mean? Like some people feel that way about Bigfoot, and I don't know how I really feel about Bigfoot. I can say that I know that there was something that used to exist called a Gigantopithecus. It was a real creature, a giant Bigfoot-looking thing that really did exist in the Ice Age. Yeah. It was a real animal.
Sure.
And I also think it's possible we haven't discovered every single creature on this planet. And it's possible they could be hiding in places like that. And there's just so much recordings of those creatures in our own history with Native Americans. The Native Americans have like 20 to 30 different names for Sasquatch, like different Yetis. Really? There's like all these different names they have for it. So it's a very interesting.
Much of the ocean is still undiscovered.
Correct.
Most of it is, right?
But that's why I think some people have a little bit of BSO meter, to be totally honest with you guys about David Paulides. But the way he presents the missing 411, the missing people that just you can't explain where they went, even if they got back, they can't even tell you. It's worth looking into. Let's get to the next one. What do you see here? That one?
Sure.
There's a forest ranger that talks about the stairs in the middle of nowhere That's so up to nothing.
Hmm.
Bob, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying.
I'm intrigued though.
I think I have an idea. I think I might know what you're talking about, but you might have to comment that. I'm not exactly sure.
Levi agrees about the oceans.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, there's got to be so much in there. I mean,
So
you remember
much
like 10 years ago, like 15 years ago, it was still like a myth that giant squid used to exist.
Yeah.
And then we started finding them and stuff. The Japanese started finding them, and like it used to be like a mythological creature, like the Loch Ness monster or Bigfoot, like a giant squid. Like I remember growing up. Yeah, I remember growing up in elementary school, and that was still like a not real thing.
Yeah. Oh, the oceans are so interesting.
Let's see. I'm not sure. I didn't mention anything about my recon mission. I don't know what we're talking about there, Jeremy.
I like what the Zen Ginger said. No rice fish, but you can get T-shirts.
Gosh,
Fish
you are
in space. She's on
just
top of it.
awesome. I really appreciate that. I really like her.
I know, it's really cool.
That is really cool. I like your little symbol there, Zen Ginger. That is really cool.
It is very cool.
That is like almost like a.
That's not something you drew, right, Zen Ginger, or created?
Yeah, Ginger, did you draw that or did you create that? Let us know.
Someone has some.
Why aren't you getting paid for that? You know what? You know what, Ginger? I'm gonna double your pay. There we go. I'm gonna. You know what? I'll triple it.
Might as well.
There we go. I'll triple it. Yep.
She said her husband drew it.
Your husband drew it. Oh my goodness.
He is an awesome artist.
Jeez.
Aw.
This is the next one. I'm trying to get through my chat, guys.
Teamwork. I love the teamwork.
Fast. So, what's a good alien doc to watch on YouTube?
What is it?
Well, I've got so many. I mean, the first one that really turned me was, and listen, you got to have some time to do this one, was the Disclosure Project, Amateur Aquatics. Dr. Stephen Greer got together in 2001, got together a whole bunch of high-level people, like ex-CIA, people in Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman, and the head of the FAA. There's so many people that were in high-level positions that made a presentation about what they saw and the evidence that they had, and they also closed their statement with, "We are prepared to testify that this is the truth in front of Congress." So it was a very interesting thing to watch, but it does take some time. I think that's the biggest barrier to knowing information about UFOs, is it takes time. You got to be willing to sit and watch a documentary for 2 hours and have the chance that you might be like, this is bull. I don't believe any of it. But the Disclosure Project was the first thing that really made me believe that, wow, this could really be true. If these guys are saying it, and they're not just some freaking Joe Dirt, sitting in the middle of the field somewhere that is like, I saw a light. This is like legit reports that are backed up by documentation. So I would start there, and I will try to compile a list of good documentaries for you guys to watch. That'll definitely be on my list of things to do.
That's a good idea.
Get a whole bunch of documentaries for you guys to watch.
Blue Ice Aquatics. I wonder if shrimp can survive in space.
That's a good question.
We love shrimp.
I don't know. I mean, again, I just don't know if anything can survive in space very well. I mean, I'm not sure.
You could, because you're an alien.
But Dan Slee says, pretty sure physiologically they could. All right. I'll take your word for it, Dan. I'll take your word for it.
Dan the man.
What do you guys think about the megalodon? The megalodon definitely existed. I don't think it exists anymore. I don't think the size of that animal can exist anymore. I mean, I guess like you can have an animal that big, but there's like supposed to be real reasons why a megalodon shouldn't actually exist anymore. Like it's, I think there's something with like the size of it. I don't know. I'm bro sciencing it. From now, I can't go too deep.
No.
Oh yeah, hold on. Oh man, I didn't have mine. I don't have mine yet, guys. I just got these shirts, but I will take a sip of my coffee mug because Bob posted a Alien World Aquatics mug link.
Thanks, Bob. Get your.
He reminded me to drink some coffee there, so there we go.
You need reminders?
I guess. Shelby says, when you have multiple commonalities spread across multiple locations, there is something up. Exactly, Shelby, and it's more than just one or two or three. And the commonalities are so strange. I mean, she's talking about the missing 411 that everyone is not following again. But one of the main things that follows consistently after these people are reported missing is the weather turns really bad, which means it's
during it or
right
after?
afterward. Right afterwards. So after they go missing, they report it. They say the park ranger and the police, this person's missing, come help us search.
Wow.
And you know, that night or the next day, it is just terrible weather, pouring down rain, and it totally makes it hard to search for these people. The dogs can't track as well and stuff like that, but I'm not sure.
Wow, that's interesting.
Kaylor, go up. Go up to Kaylor. I don't know, Kaylor, I don't know what's going on. I'm terrible at chat. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
I'm sorry, guys.
We're still kind of new to this.
Let's see what this is. Sharpie, are you familiar with the blue holes phenomenon too, Scott? Current thinking is unknown species of giant octopus.
Cool.
Blue holes phenomena. Are you talking about like holes that are found in like whales and stuff and like other creatures that have been kind of like cored out? If that's what you mean, I think I've heard of something like that. But I don't think I am, Sharpie. You're gonna have to fill me in on that one. You're gonna have to fill me in. I don't know. I don't know. But the current thing is an unknown species of giant octopus. So I'm thinking he's saying that there's blue holes being left on creatures, and they're thinking it's like the tentacles of the octopus or something, sticking on things, like attacking it. But I don't know. I could be way off there, Sharpie.
That's interesting.
Dan Slee says, Jeremy, I highly doubt at the risk of conducting an experiment would make it unlikely. Imagine. That's probably true. That's probably expensive. You wouldn't want any fruitless fruit flies getting loose in the space station. That would suck. Yeah, I heard the same thing, Sailfin, but that's one of the ones where I want it to be true, man. That would be awesome if a megalodon really existed. That would be awesome, but I just don't think it is. God, I'm getting so behind in the chat. Zen, that is freaking cool. Give me some fist bumps to your husband for that, because that is
he's talented.
That is really cool.
Wow,
it's almost really like a underwater like ginger Medusa kind of like Zen, yoga pose. I like that. That's really cool. He's very talented. He better help you make some Teespring stuff, Ginger. You better help him get you on that. You better get that on there.
I buy that symbol. That's awesome.
This is true. We all love Ginger. She is a great mod. You're helping us out a lot. I really appreciate it. Oh boy, the next topic, man. You guys make this easy for me to talk about UFOs. This is another documentary I wanted to show you. Bigelow and the Ranch. It's called Skinwalker Ranch, and basically it's this ranch
Bigelow?
that's
Sorry,
no, I didn't hear you.
No, I just thought Bigelow. That makes me think of a movie. Please continue.
No, what is it? Bigelow? What's that movie?
I can't remember. Somebody help us. I think you know what we're talking about. It's like a comedy.
I know.
Bigelow.
The Big Lebowski? I think you're thinking about the Big Lebowski.
No, I don't know what that is.
Really? The Big Lebowski?
You know what? Gigolo.
Gigolo.
I'm sorry, everyone. This is why aliens should do the majority of the talking.
Oh, no. You're so funny. But that was it's called the Skinwalker Ranch, and it's basically a ranch that really strange paranormal stuff has been recorded for a long time. I actually think I started showing you part of the documentary, but we fell asleep, I think.
Oh, probably.
But it's really interesting. Jeremy Corbell is the producer of that documentary. He's the same guy that produced the documentary recently that came out about Bob Lazar and flying saucers in Area 51, if you guys have heard of that. But I will get into that. Man, you guys are giving me great ideas for topics, the Bigelow Ranch. I'm surprised you guys have heard of all this stuff.
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one out there doing this. Guys, don't go around with cold feet. Get your lucky seahorse socks.
I love how you put that.
I like how
it's getting colder.
I like how they're like how Bob and Ginger, like, they're not just posting the links. They're like marketing for us. So like advertisements.
You guys are good salespeople. Thanks, Taylor.
This is ridiculous.
Taylor, you're always awesome.
He told me that we need to call him Bob.
Okay, Bob.
Instead of Kaylor. I keep saying Kaylor, and
Not
he's like Scott, you can call me Bob. Sorry, Bob. I know.
We'll
I keep forgetting. I have time. I'll watch that later, Alien. Of course, absolutely. Yeah, I'll
Thanks,
give you some.
amateur.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna provide a whole bunch of links to other documentaries that I think you guys should check out. I've been thinking about doing that for people for a long time, but I just never actually did it and compiled the list.
I'm
But
sure that'd be fun for you anyway.
it will be pretty fun and to go back over them. But there are some really good ones, and yeah, we'll definitely do that one day. Amateur aquatics. Are they white clouds in your Aquamate says to Amateur Aquatics, are they white clouds? So let's go in
Yeah, let's
Amateur Aquatics. Are those white clouds? They could be.
Is that the name of the fish?
Yeah, I have a white cloud. You know the little tiny fish that I keep with my lobster?
Oh yeah.
That's a white cloud.
Oh.
I have one little white
I forgot
cloud
his name.
in my tangerine lobster tank. They both get along. He does not eat that fish. There's
Aw,
one little tiny little white cloud with tangerine lobster like that big.
it's huge.
So it's pretty cool.
Remember how he kept molting in the beginning?
Yeah, he molted like 6-7 times when I first got him and put him in a bigger tank. And
He used to have SpongeBob characters in that tank
Yeah.
with the big lobster.
yeah, and he kept trying
And
to
he kept
attack all the characters.
Yeah.
That was
Check
cool.
out that video. That one's
It's funny. I
funny.
didn't know about SpongeBob stuff, and you had to tell me like who went with what house, like where they
Yeah.
lived. I didn't know. I didn't know.
You thought
Um,
Squidward's house was the pineapple.
I don't know. Who here believes in aliens? If you do, put a check mark next to your name.
Oh, good idea.
I don't know if a lot of people will do that. I think a lot of people, like I said, are still, even if they're willing to talk about this stuff, I don't know if people are willing to make a black and white choice whether they believe it or not. But I believe that
How about
they
that
exist
it's a
somewhere.
possibility?
Yeah. I mean, Ron and Rob, are you saying that they have 100% visited our planet, or are you saying just that they exist somewhere in the universe? If that's the case, then I put a check for you, sir. And a check for the page too.
Check.
Check,
Aquaman.
check. Check, check.
Check Aquaman.
They are rebranded white clouds. We call them goldfish. Alrighty then. Goldfish.
We got one of those.
Aquamate. I don't know if I actually officially shouted you out, Aquamate. What's up, brother? Opus.
Shelby, how are you?
Shelby. Let's see. Hello, Bob. You're fan-flippin-tastic.
Nice. It's like fantastic.
Fantastic.
I wear a shirt one day that said fantastic on it,
I
and
like
he
it.
never let me live it down.
I just read it. I just looked past it.
I
Fantastic.
don't like when he reads it.
So
what's
now
on
I
his
just say
shirt,
that's fantastic.
Other than
It's
I like
fantastic.
the fan flipping.
But there's actually the Fantastic store near me, right?
Yeah.
There's a
In
local
Frederick?
local fish store near me called Fantastic also.
Is that the Frederick one?
There's one, yeah, it's in Frederick. Let's see. Sharpie. Statistically, I believe alien life has to exist. Have they visited it in person? I'm not so sure. Exactly, Sharpie. I kind of feel the same way. We got no proof. We can't be like, yeah, they've definitely been here. But I think that there's enough proof to say that their technology has been here. I'm willing to step out on that limb of the tree. And I'm gonna let them step out on that. I think their technology has been here personally. If someone had to put a gun to my head and say, "What do you think?" I mean, I would say, well, I think that their technology has visited us.
But I'm not putting no gun to your
Hey, what's up, Aqua Balls in the house? Aqua Balls. Greetings, sir. Greetings. Dan Slee getting in on the conversation. I think alien life doesn't exist. Is like believing the Earth is the center of the universe, very self-centered. I
That's very
agree.
true.
Yeah, I agree. Well put, Dan. I
Yeah.
think that's very well put.
That is very self-centered.
Yeah, we're not the center. I
And
mean,
ignorant. to
if you
think
just look at some of the pictures that the Hubble telescope has put out, I mean, the amount of galaxies out there is unreal. I mean, it's always, every time they come out and with better telescope or better satellite imagery of looking into space, the amount of stars that we find and planets that we find is exponentially grow, like billions more. Like we're off by billions and
Yeah.
trillions. I
I'm
mean,
sure.
there's so many.
There's no way to know how many there are.
Yeah, Anunnaki. I know. I talked about that in one of the last streams, Blue Ice. That one really puts up my BSO meter about the gold and stuff. But it could be true. There's a lot of documentation about them visiting in the ancient times. So I'm not sure. I am not sure. Jeremy, all right, here we go. Jeremy Morel, how do I change Top Chat when I'm in StreamYard? I don't even see an option to change that because I'm looking in StreamYard right now. There's no option to change it from any chat, live chat, or Top Chat. And I know I jump around in the chat, Jeremy. That might be what you're looking at. I'm just jumping around.
Still getting used to it.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to it. But I don't know how to change it on this. I know how to change Top Chat and live chat if I was just doing regular YouTube streaming. But when I'm using StreamYard, it doesn't seem to tell me what to do. So please let me know if someone knows what I'm missing here. I would really appreciate it.
I was thinking Top Hat. I was saying
Top Hat. You say, yeah, he's talking about.
He wants you to wear a top hat when you stream.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be very funny. That'd be very funny. I'll be wearing something different for one of the other things we'll do eventually, which is classified. You can't know about that thing coming up soon for you guys.
It's a mystery, just like the aliens.
Ooh, look at this with Mr. Dan Slee. Oops, that's not Dan Slee. Oh, that's not Dan Slee. Congrats on 2,500 followers at Dan Slee.
Congratulations.
That's pretty cool. I think that's on Instagram or what?
That's a lot.
I think it's on Instagram. He takes pretty good photos. I've seen.
Awesome.
You deserve it, Dan. People know you know what you're doing, so they want to see what you're doing.
No.
You know.
Good job, Dan.
I know, amateur. I know you brought up last stream. You know, I'm not like talking down to anyone that brings like stuff about that out. You know, I just like give you my honest opinion on certain things, and I always will admit that if I'm wrong, I'm willing to be, changing my thoughts on things. I'm happy to be wrong. I mean, I just want to know the truth. Just looking for truth in things. I said, Top Hat, just go out and buy one from Macy's. All righty. I will get a top hat, sir. I have something like that I could wear.
Really? A top hat?
Not like a tall top hat, but I have like a bowler, like a gentleman's, like a thing.
Cute.
I don't know. That's funny. Enki and Enlil. Those were, I believe, some of the names of the gods of the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki were supposed to be a race of aliens that visited us in the past. And they were supposedly genetically altered already existing primates like chimps and things like that, and they altered the DNA to create us as a workforce to help them mine gold and to mine resources from the earth. And that's how we came to be, is that we were just created for a job.
Interesting.
And that's all we were. And that the job was done and they got the heck out of there.
And we don't get any gold.
No. Wow. But I just, the translations that were done of the Sumerian text, the Sumerian text is one of the most ancient, I think it's the most ancient recorded civilization we know about, was the Sumerians, and their text is extremely hard to translate because of that, because no one speaks their language. Right. So the researchers that translated the Sumerian text is very highly debated. So what is on that text and what it describes is subject to interpretation, I would say, because you don't know exactly what they are bringing up. I believe Blue Ice, I could have been way wrong in that, but I believe that's what Blue Ice was talking about.
I am G-Snap is here.
I am G-Snap. What's up? What's going on? Yeah, I like that. That's good.
Is the eel noise combined with this?
Yeah. Instagram. So, guys, if you guys get a chance after the stream or even right now, please go get Dan Slee on Instagram. Dan, I'm going to do a face palm. I don't have Instagram. I don't have it.
Me either.
Man, I don't like social media. Before I did like YouTube and stuff, I don't like it, man. I don't like social. I mean, I'm 36. Like, I don't know. I just
I don't
hang out on social media. Like, I don't, and I also don't take cool pictures like Dan Slee and some of the other guys. I don't have that photographer gene in me to put up these amazing things. I don't have an awesome camera either. So
give yourself any credit.
No, but I know what my strengths and weaknesses are, and you can tell that like people are really good at the Instagram stuff. My sister is really good at that. I mean, she's got a lot of followers. Let's see what else we got.
I love your sister.
Just FYI, guys, I do got to end the stream in about 10 minutes because the lucky Seahorse and I are going to my parents for dinner, and I would not miss that for the world. Love my parents so much.
He has the best parents.
I really do have the best parents ever. I'm
Literally ever.
One of the best, luckiest people on this planet. I was adopted at birth, just so you guys want to know something a little bit about me, but I was adopted by two of the best people on the planet, and I could not be luckier to have the parents that I do. So I will not miss any dinner I can get with them and with my girl coming too. So yeah. Oh no.
She did it again. She strikes again.
Teespring doesn't have top hats, but you can get Lucky Seahorse hoodie to cover your noggins.
Wouldn't it be cool to have a top hat that had like your alien symbol in the center, or the
that would be kind of
Seahorse?
cool. I'm gonna get a cane. If I can wear a top hat, I can get away with having a cane too, right?
I feel like they go hand in hand.
Yeah, I gotta have a cane.
You'd have to have both.
Isn't the Sumerian alphabet a bunch of rectangles or Mesopotamia? Jeremy, I don't know. You know, I just haven't gone too far into it because my BSO meter went off too fast. I think I'll go back and look at that stuff again and give it a fair look over and give it a fresh look and try to look at it from fresh eyes, so I'm not going into it with bias. But I think some of the coolest things that I can do is like bring some of the stuff that I've researched about UFOs and bring it to you. Is that way it gets your fresh reaction of things that I haven't thought about in years. This is a good question here. Oh, Griffin's Fish Room, thank you for coming in. Hello. Hello. But who is live next? I am not sure who is live next. Last week, I believe Fish Room Fever and Caleb's Aquatics went after me, but I don't think that was a regularly scheduled stream. I think that was just a one-time thing. But hopefully, guys, check it out. Make sure Fish Room Fever is not streaming after this because he's an awesome guy that supports all of us and has helped me get my channel going a little bit and also helped me get on the calendars, which has been very, very much appreciated. So I guess people can find me.
That's awesome. Yeah, good luck finding me.
Who is live streaming on? Oh, yes. Sorry. Hold on, Blue Eyes. I'll go back to you. IMG Snap. Zachariah Sitchin. That is the name of the researcher that was translating the Sumerian text talking about the Anunnaki coming down from space and coming down to help them with things.
Naki, who's here?
Oh, Naki.
Can I mention something?
Yes, you can, of course. I'm sorry if I'm going too fast. If
No,
I'm
you're the knowledgeable one. I'm just like here to support you. But the Zen Ginger, I noticed, put out our first video, and it was of her new guppies, and I just wanted to kind of give her a shout out because it was an awesome video, and I think it was your first one, Zen Ginger. So I guess when everyone can, go check out that video. Yeah, please. If you guys, Ginger, please post your video in the link. Post a video. Please put a link to your channel and a link to that video, please, Zen Ginger, and hype yourself up too. You are always more than welcome to to advertise your stuff here too. So same thing for you, Bob. If you guys wanted to post your links in the channel too, feel free. I would be honored to have you guys do that too. But I didn't even know, Ginger, I didn't even know you posted a video, and Paige told me earlier today, and I was like, what? How did I miss that? How did you pick that up before I did? But she was all over it, Ginger. I was at the right place in the right time. She was all over it. So everyone, please go check that out. Subscribe and throw a like and hit the notification bell for Ginger. I'm not posting my video. Come on, Ginger. Oh, they're gonna find it anyway. Make it easier for them. Yeah, we're all gonna go anyway. I'm gonna put a lot of comments and stuff. Oh, I'm gonna put some comments. Tom Patterson. Hello, Tom Patterson. Tom Patterson. Hello. I think that's a new one in this stream. I don't know if I've seen you here before, but I have. I'm sorry. Everyone's joining. Getting used to everybody's names and stuff, but. He says, do you watch Project Blue Book and Ancient Aliens? I loved that Project Blue Book series. That was not a documentary. It was just like a show talking about Project Blue Book, which was the official, the government's official investigation into UFOs. When the government says, we're going to look into this, this is what it is. And I actually taught a student karate
at the school you and I used to work at. And the dad came up to me after one of the classes, and he goes, I heard that you were into UFOs because of the newsletter that came out of the karate school was talking about their instructors and their kind of their hobbies.
Yeah.
And I mentioned UFOs. And he mentioned to me, he goes, just so you know, my father was part of Project Blue Book. And I was like, oh, I was like, oh my God. I should have found a way to talk to his dad or something, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Ancient aliens, I like it, but I'm kind of tired of hearing this quote right here. And ancient alien theorists say yes. Like, because they'll pose a question like, could it be possible that they landed on this spot at this time?
They say yes.
Ancient alien theorists say yes. And it's like, okay, all right.
That means it's real.
I can't take it. It's just the cadence of the way they talk about it really gets me. I don't know. I'm trying to go fast, guys. I only got like 5 minutes left, so I'm trying to go fast and get through some of these here. But Ginger, post your stuff, man.
Post that.
Come on,
please.
You post it. We're all gonna do it.
We're gonna go find it anyway.
Haha! Yes. Good job, Amateur. And you know what? Everybody has to go subscribe to Amateur Aquatics because he's getting on top of that. Oh, Blue Ice Aquatics. Blue Ice Aquatics, we must be brothers from another mother because I'm telling you, you're bringing up all the cool stuff. Boom, pow. Is that the link? Bob, is that the link for Zen Ginger? Or is that yours? Oh, that's probably his. Leopard puffers. Yeah, I think that's Bob's. He gets some leopard puffer fish.
Ooh, very cool.
I got to go check that video again, I believe.
See that, Bob?
I'm sore from shoveling. Jeez.
Ooh.
Very good. But yeah, Blue Ice, Majestic 12. Man, there's so many cool topics to talk about with you guys. I'm so happy this worked out, that people actually enjoy hearing me or discussing UFOs and all these mysteries together. I think it's so cool that you guys are interested in this and that I can kind of spout this out because I got no other release valve for this. Yeah, I got no other release valve for this. Oh, here we go. Fish from Fever in the house posting that Zen Ginger. Ha ha ha.
I think Bob posted it too.
I think so. Yeah. Ha ha ha. Sorry, Ginger.
Sorry, not sorry.
You're too amazing for us to just let you get unnoticed here. We're going to post you up too. And we'll love your channel, bro. Thank you very much, Amateur. I really appreciate that because I didn't know how anyone would like this. And I know I got only 21 people here right now, but I feel honored that any of you guys are in the chat with us and enjoying this with us because I enjoy this so much.
It's not just the topics, though, that keep people. It's you. Like,
oh, it's you too. Come on.
No, it's true. Like, you're fun to listen to and watch. Like, if you were just talking about it, like, not in the passionate way that you do, I don't think everyone would be nearly as intrigued.
I don't know, I guess
but they can see the passion.
I'm afraid to get into it that passionately sometimes. So I guess I can't always tell if someone's eyes are glazing over and they're like, what the heck? I don't care about this.
That's what I'm saying. It's not boring.
But hello, 54 Punchy.
Hi, 54.
54 Punchy. We're almost done with the stream here. I got to go very soon. But before we go, can you let us know if you hit your 1,000 mark for subscribers?
Yeah, I want to know too.
I know you were so close the other day. I want to know, are you at that 1,000? Please tell me you are.
We'll help her do it.
I know. I mean, everyone in here probably already subbed to her because she's so popular. But I hope she's hit that 1,000. She deserves it. I know some people have. Yes, she did. Oh, congratulations! Yay! I'm so happy for you, Punchy.
That's awesome.
I'm so happy for you. I know you've been streaming for a while. I know you've been so supportive of so many people in the fish family. You were one of the first streams that I started hanging out in because I didn't know who to go into, and you and Jess Shrimpgrain were very welcoming to me when I first started getting into this, and I really appreciate how welcoming you guys were to me and how welcoming you are to Paige, that has joined in with me on the streams now. So
yeah, thanks guys.
Thank you, Punchy. I really appreciate that, and Jess, if you hear this too, I really appreciate that because she was the first one to bring me up. Her and Punchy brought me up first on one of their streams. Even if I was only up there for a few minutes, I had to go. But I really, really appreciate you guys welcoming me into the fish family with you guys. You guys are awesome. So,
yeah, thank
but
you.
let me tell you guys, is we got to keep 54 Punchy going. I don't want, and all these other people, just because there's someone hits 1,000, I don't think we should let up. You know what I mean? Let's get them.
Let's get
keep
her to
going, man.
1,050.
I know we all need to get, you know, to where we want to be, and it's going to help our lives in different ways. So I want everyone to help each other out, and I think just by clicking a button is crazy that you can help somebody so much by clicking a button.
That's all YouTube, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
that's what YouTube is.
Very, very cool.
I want to see some more of her artwork. She's the great artist of the fish family.
Aquaballs, we got to get Aquaballs there too. I know he's been going for a while too. Sure. What do you see?
I think we just missed.
I don't.
I like what Jeremy said. I love to see people geeking out.
I told you, yes,
oh.
It does. A pretty redhead does always help. Yes.
Wait, is this person? Oh, thanks, Sharpies. That's so nice.
I love to see you completely geeking out.
I like that comment.
Oh, the chat jumped on me. That's what happened.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm sorry. Thanks for a cool stream. I know I'm not going live chat, Jeremy. I'm going backwards right now, but yeah.
We're trying to get to everyone, guys.
I know.
We appreciate all of you.
Yeah, very cool. Let's get him. Let's get Bob to that 1,000.
Yeah, Bob, come
screw that 900, man. Screw your 900. Get 1,000.
Get Bob to 1,000.
Get 1,000. Very, very good. Oh man, there's so many nice comments you guys are leaving. I'm gonna try to get to them all. Unfortunately, wait, there's someone besides the redhead. Yeah, I know.
Too sweet.
Yeah, let me just get out.
That would be the most boring thing.
Absolutely. But yeah, guys, thank you very, very much. We're gonna try not to be late. We're gonna go run to the family right now. But thank you guys so much, and for that too.
Literally
I really do appreciate that. But thank you, all the mods. Thank you, everyone, for being in there, guys. You guys are amazing. I'm sorry if I didn't get to your comment or anything. And some of these topics, you guys have really jogged my memory that I will have to make more detailed information and get my facts correct, and also get those links together for some documentaries for you guys to watch. And I'll start showing her some of the stuff that I haven't watched in years, and maybe you guys.
And I'm always happy to watch this stuff.
I know. Yeah, it's just it's something that I wouldn't have showed you just because I've watched it so many years ago. I wouldn't go back to it unless I was like trying to find out for myself.
Right.
And things like that. So I hope Fisherman Fever, I'm not sure if you're going right after me. I hope you are. Hope I'm not overlapping you. If you guys are, please post a link to anyone that's going after me, guys. You guys are amazing. Again, thank you from Alien World Aquatics. Check out the alien shirts. I like how this came out.
You see the fish, guys?
Yeah, with the Jack Dempsey, the fish in there.
Not on my hand, but on the sweater.
Yeah. Time to make you guys blush. I told Candy to last that you're adorable. Oh.
Aw, thanks, Bob.
You are adorable, though.
You are. He's adorable.
All right, guys. Have a great day, guys. And next live stream for me will be Tuesday night after Dr. Black. And hopefully I'll have this beautiful redhead next to me. But if not, maybe we'll try to make.
I'm sorry, guys. It's too much.
But we'll try to get our schedule worked out. And whenever I can get her here with me, I'm gonna get her, because I know you guys love seeing us together here, not just my face yapping at you the whole time and stuff. But thank you so much, guys. Have a great day and take care. Bye everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.